Hello, and thank you for buying this mini course today. This is all about teaching you one of the exercises that I do as part of a warm-up routine. Now, why is it important to warm up before you go on stage or do anything in terms of speaking? Well, if we were an athlete, we would warm up, wouldn't we, before we did anything? We don't have to be an Olympic athlete to think it's important to warm up. Even if we were to do the couch to 5K, we would still be warming up, because it's important to make sure that our muscles are in the right kind of state for us to be able to rely upon them and really use them. And we need to be able to do the same thing when we're speaking as well. So you wouldn't expect a musician not to warm up. After all, if they are playing something, they need their fingers to work well. They need their breathing to work well. All of the kind of things that they need, they'll need to do that. We expect singers to warm up. We expect actors to warm up. So why not speakers? Why not us? Because don't we deserve to be able to feel good while we're speaking and for the audience to get the best of us? So this is one of the warm-up exercises that I like to do, and it's about warming up the muscles in your face. Now, have you ever looked at video of yourself? Possibly even watched other speakers, and the voice and the face looks kind of as if nothing's moving, and it's almost zombie-like, and it can be a bit off-putting. Sometimes it looks, and a little voice might creep into your head and go, ooh, too much plastic surgery there, as if you can't move your face. I know that may not be too PC, but it has the effect of that, because you see, the problem is that if our face is just blank, it becomes a distraction to the audience. And the audience is wondering why your face isn't moving, why it's not moving in terms of how it's mirroring what you're saying, because that's when we do what we do when we have a conversation with each other, isn't it? Our face mirrors what we're saying. And we need to be able to do that on stage. Otherwise, it looks odd. It really does look a bit odd, and that becomes the distraction. So the audience is now distracted into, why are you looking odd, rather than, ooh, that's an interesting point she just made. So that's kind of some of the problems you can get if you don't do this particular type of facial warm-up. Now, when everything is working well, then the whole face lights up. And when the whole face lights up, can you hear it in my voice? It goes into our voice as well. It makes us look interesting. It makes us sound interesting. And it mirrors the meaning of the words. So the whole thing becomes alive. And when it's not, and it's just straight like this, then often it moves the voice into being monotonal. There's nothing mirroring the meaning of what you're trying to say at all, and therefore it has no effect on the audience. And this is a great shame. So what is it that we basically need to do? Well, before we get to that bit, let's look at why this happens. This is a little bit harder to pin down in some cases. It could be fear. If you have a fear of getting on stage, you've got stage fright, then you tense up. And tensing up also means the muscles can't move properly, and therefore they are stuck. So fear could be at the root of all of this. What also could be at the root of this is really trying to remember what you have to say next. You are so concentrating on what's the next word? Is this the right word? If you've memorized it, what are my next words? See, the problem with this is it's not that I don't want to try and stop you from remembering, but your immediate thoughts is around remembering, not around the meaning and the content of your talk. So you're immediately thinking about remembering. And because of that, you're feeling, oh my goodness, what happens if I don't remember this? What happens if I leave something out? And all of that then gets communicated to our face. And we tend to look very blank when we're thinking these kind of things, because it's what we're immediately thinking that gets transferred into our state, which gets transferred into our actions. Therefore, our muscles, and in particular our face, can have that zombie look on the face. So this is one of the reasons why I very much like this particular warm-up. What clients have said to me is that as soon as they've done it, they already feel like they're moving their mouth more. They feel as if everything's going on in their eyes. They can feel their cheeks move. They feel as if they are really responding to the meaning of what they're saying. And of course, it's reflected in their face. And that makes you much more easy to listen to and to watch. It makes you much more credible. You get and you achieve a greater impact with the audience, and the audience find you easy. They want to listen. They want to get all the juicy stuff out of your talk. And that's what it's all about, isn't it, speaking, when we're doing this? So this is what we need to do. We need to stop the blank faces because it alters our voice. Bring it so that it can really move, so the camera can pick it up if you're online, so that the people in the audience can really see it and they will really therefore also enjoy it. It also helps bring your energy up as well. And this all brings your audience in. So what is this exercise? Well, it is very simple. First of all you need to do is stretch your face and open your mouth and open everything in your face as wide and as big as possible. And all you go is just like that. Have a go with me. And you should really feel the stretching that's going on. That's your muscles. This is you warming them up. Then I want you to do the opposite. I want you to make your face as small as possible and suck everything in like this. Can you do that with me as well? Here we go. And now you feel yourself really sort of feeling like it's getting smaller and sucked in. And that exercises the muscles in a different way. And so then we swap between the two. Are you ready? Should we have a go? So we're going to do the big face first. Now the little face. Big face. Little face. Big face. Little face. Can you feel how loose your jaw is? It's so much easier to open your mouth. It's so much easier to just look and feel like you're actually thinking. And it feels good. You can hear it in your voice. You can feel it in the whole of your being. And it's just wonderful. It also has a great effect on your diction. Because sometimes, have you noticed, you can lose some of the words. It can be a little hard to hear some words. This helps crisp up your diction no end because you're moving more. Moving more means better articulation. So much easier for the audience to hear you. Clients have said that after that they've done this, they feel as if they're much freer. They feel as if expression is really easy. They can see it in their videos afterwards. They can see it in the faces of their audiences. And you can do that whether you're online or on a stage. And it's wonderful to see the audiences really with you. Just because you've done something really simple, like warm up your face muscles, and it really gets going. So when can we do this? Well, obviously we can do this just before we go on stage. We can do it any time where it is really important for a friend, a family member, a prospective client, a client that you've got, really needs to be able to see and feel what you are thinking and feeling, and that it's part of what you're saying, so they feel as if it's all there, all in one go, and you are nice and easy to listen to want to listen to you. And they said it's amazing. As soon as they did that and they got on stage, the feedback from people afterwards is that they are being asked very specific questions about what it is in their talk, all the various different bits that they've talked about, various different points. Normally they said they get a nice generalised comment at the end, but people have been really listening now. They've really taken it on board, so they really want to ask you really in-depth questions, which is a huge compliment to how you've communicated your talk. So we can do this at any of these particular times: prospective client call, client therapy session, coaching session, speaking, whatever it is. Have a go and do it, and have a real good go at it, and see if people notice the difference as well. And then don't forget to book your one-to-one call with me, so that we can really look at all the various different specific situations that you need to be able to express yourself well, and how we're going to be able to incorporate this. So this is going to be to your best advantage. We're going to mould it to what your needs are. And so I look forward to us having our one-to-one. Now, one little tip. Do you remember earlier on I talked about how you open your mouth more when you've done this exercise? This is so important. And the reason it's important is this. So sometimes I have had people come to me and say, "Oh, Caroline, I've got such a quiet voice." And what happens is that when they're speaking, I notice that their mouth hardly moves. And therefore what that means is it's difficult for the sound to get out. It's also difficult because the whole facial muscles are all stuck together almost. And that's giving the blank look on my face. So as soon as you do this exercise, what my clients and what I tell people also is that if you've got a quiet voice, do this exercise, because what happens is, look what's happening with my mouth already. It's opening more. When you open it more, guess what? More sound comes out. You don't have to push your voice when your mouth doesn't open very much. We tend to push our voice, and that has a rather kind of horrible feel to it, which is not good on the other person listening to you. They kind of get a bit worried for you sometimes. They're wondering what's going on. You're creating a distraction instead of them listening to what you've got to say. But as soon as you do this exercise, everything opens up. The sound opens up. The sound can get out. It's better even when you've got a microphone in your hand. You can hear how well the sound really comes out. You need to be able to open your mouth for the sound to be able to come out, and to have all those really lovely tones in it, because when your mouth is more closed like this, it closes off all those tones. It shuts them in your mouth. When you open your mouth, lovely, it's beautiful and it all comes out. So that's my last tip. Also use this so that you can better project and you've got a better sound as well. And I look forward to when we speak on our one-to-one session. So thank you once again for buying this mini course.